All right, guys, welcome to podcast number two. I'm here with Ashley, and yeah, and we have some topics that we want to discuss. And welcome to the podcast. If you guys are new to the podcast, this is going to be podcast number two here on Jermaine Carlson's YouTube channel. So you guys can head on over to my flow page. It would be flow.page/ Jermaine Carlson. It's going to be flow.page/ Jermaine Carlson. I'm not sure if Ashley, you have any social media you want to present out there.
Maybe until later.
Okay then. Well, we'll go over some topics. This is our second podcast on the channel, so yeah, just bear with us. We are super new to this podcast platform type of deal and whatnot. So we have one topic that I want to discuss is thoughts on the curfew and lockdown on the Navajo reservation.
Oh, geez.
You know, right?
Although it is a great thing to do. I mean, I think it was a good idea because, like, usually people will be going to town and then they'll probably had made the cases go up more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
I mean, although people think it's a bad idea, but...
I know, right? Right? So I know I heard on Navajo or on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, just all those like every res person has. They've been posting about that, like, hey, why should we obey the curfew if the Navajo Nation vice president is heading out to Washington wearing no mask and quote unquote holding my breath while in public? Have you ever heard those stories or the views?
No, I have not heard this.
Okay, so now I guess they went on a conference or something like that in Washington or something. The vice president, I forgot his name, but then he went over there and then he was wearing no mask and there was a bunch of people, I would say over 1,000 people, all in one area, no mask, and he's like, while I was there, quote unquote, he's like, I was just holding my breath. So that was one of them. So that's what I've been hearing around the social media is that people don't want to obey the curfew due to his actions. But I think the curfew and lockdown, the 57-hour lockdown and the curfew from, I think, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Is it weekly now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's that. But I think it's great for the Navajo Nation because a lot of people, they usually stay out, but now it can reduce that and reduce the numbers. And we've been seeing positive or negative, negative increase of cases. I think I'm phrasing that correctly. Yeah. So the cases are going down and we're flattening the curve on the Navajo Nation. So I think it's really great, and it prevents people from going out on the weekend to Phoenix or traveling, and it reduces the increase to bringing it back to our elders, which our elders are the main focus on the Navajo Nation, which our language, which is Denepizod, is basically a very precious language that could be extinct if we lose all our elders. So people should be thinking of that. So I think we answered that question pretty well. Let's see. Question number 2. Thoughts on Halloween on the Navajo Nation?
Ooh, favorite season.
Yeah, spooky season. Of course you would know it. I'm more of a Christmas type of person.
Although it's sad that we can't go trick-or-treating.
All right, take all my kids with me. All my 15 kids. Just kidding.
I got caught 3.
You get caught. But yeah, I think the Navajo Nation isn't going to have Halloween this year because of the COVID cases that are spiking right now. So that's on that behalf. Question number 3, or topic number 3. Have you ever encountered a Navajo skinwalker? Or tell me the best skinwalker story ever that you know of. Or whatever happened to you.
I was at my other sister's house out in Nalslaney, and we were just doing those black cat firecracker thingies. And And she has a horse, so we thought it was her horse that was running towards us. But other than that, right when it got behind us, it sounded like a man trying to breathe. It
Yeah.
was like the most thing. My heart stopped and I ran for that door. I just left her behind, and I was so scared. It was like not the thing for me.
Yeah. I know, right? I know. But I haven't encountered one like that scary. It's just some tapping, some knocking, some scratching. That's all I never encountered.
Yeah.
But one time I was driving down the road, or me and my family were driving down the road, and we see this lady walking. Next you know, we turn around and she kept walking. We passed her, right? I looked in my rear view mirror. It was kind of daylight, kind of still, like in the evening time, like sun dusk. I think that's what it's called. And then you couldn't really see, but you could barely see it visible through like the moonlight and whatnot. And next thing you know, I looked behind me. Boom, she was gone. Like no one. Then we turned around. There was no one to be seen. Oh, I just got the chills. like like we
Oh my
turned around,
goodness.
and then there was nobody. We knew that there was someone walking, but there was nobody walking. So that was the craziest part about it. Oh, it was freaky.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
So that's basically, I guess I already answered the next question was one scary thing that ever happened to you while living on the Navajo Nation.
I think mine would have been my story,
I know.
obviously.
I know, right? So like, let me see if I can backtrack again. So one crazy thing. Oh, um, so we live close to the highway, right? Correct. And I guess there's these so-called Lonnies. They usually it happens to us like every, not so many months, but every like 7 months probably, like in a time span. But it depends. Like during a holiday or whatnot, you just have like drunks, like they come like they're hitchhiking. And then one time it was during winter, and then he came down from the highway. We live off about half a mile or about a quarter mile off the highway, and then after that he came to our house about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, knocked on our door, and then he's like, "Hey, can I have some water? I'm thirsty. I've been walking for hours." We're like, "Who are you? Get out of here!" And we just gave him a bottle of water. He's all crazy. Like, and then that happened to us like several times. Like, I don't know, more than 3 times, all I can see in the time span of like so many years or months, I would say. Like, just random people show up to our house, knock on our door, and say, "Hey, can I have some more?" Oh, there was one winter. There was one winter. I guess my brother was going toward Burnside from Steamboat, where we live. And then I guess there was a guy. He's seen a guy laying in like there's just the guardrails, and then down here's like a culvert pipe, and
Wait.
then like the wash thing down there. He just seen somebody laying down with like some plastic bags beside him. Then after that, he went to go get gas and do all his errands in Burnside. Then he came up to the house, back to Steamboat, and then he's like, "Hey, Jermaine, let's go." So we went back down there, and then I was thinking he would just pass by, but no, he pulled off on the side of the road, honked his horn about 3 times, and then after that, he's like, "Hey,
Oh
let's go
my
over there."
goodness.
We get out of the vehicle, we walk down, and then after that, it sure enough, it was a Belagana. It was like a Belagana man. And it was snow. There was snow over him, like on top of him. We thought he
Oh
froze.
my god.
And then after that, and then we didn't really touch him. We were just like sneaking up on him and see if he was okay, see if he was breathing. And then next you know, we just seen like whatever blanket he had. I think he had a plastic bag as a blanket or something. And we just seen that move with the snow. We hurry up and ran back, took off back to the vehicle and took off. We just and then
Oh my god.
after that we just called the fire department and police on him. So I think he got good care. And then we went down there, then he was gone. So that was one
At least
crazy
he didn't
story.
freeze.
I know, right? What if we came across him and he was frozen?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
See, crazy people nowadays. So yeah, that was a crazy
Wow.
story that I have ever encountered. That was one person. That was one crazy, you know. Let's see the fairs on the Navajo Nation that were canceled. What is your thoughts on that?
Oh my god, I miss the fair so much.
I know.
I think it was like the best thing to have people come together, and have fun, have a little break from school. But
Yeah,
it is what it is this time.
it is what it is. But to me,
It's
I
better
think
safe than sorry.
yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. But I think it's pretty good that they kind of canceled it. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, oh, I missed the food to the fair. I missed the rides. I missed the parade. I so in my time span for I think the Delcon Fair and yeah the Delcon Fair, I walked the parade with Miss Southwest Navajo, Kawani Auma Bahi. So I helped
Um,
her. So also in Winter Rock as well. Last year, Winter Rock, I walked with Miss Southwest and some of her some other royalties, just like passing out water and whatnot. So because it was really hot that summer, and they did the fair, and
yeah.
well, I hate. So our message to giving out water was stay hydrated, drink a lot of water, and so we just passed out a whole bunch of water, which is pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
um, the Tuba City Fair, I was Miss Southwest Navajo's chaperone. So basically, I just watched over her, make sure nobody gets too crazy, like almost like her security bodyguard type of thing, and also her photographer.
Yeah.
So I worked mostly close with her photography because she was a royalty from the Southwest Navajo. So that's why I went to all the fairs and kind of miss all the fairs and whatnot just by doing photography, bodyguard, about to fight somebody square up. Yeah, so that was one.
Sorry. A child has interrupted.
Oh yeah, okay. And let's what else can we cover? Oh, how has the pandemic affected your schooling, virtual learning? What is your opinion on virtual learning?
My opinion on virtual learning is, I mean, it's great, but it's not as best as being in school, I guess,
I know,
because like
right?
you have more interaction with teachers.
Mm-hmm. For me, my opinion on virtual schooling is that basically, I think it's for me, it's more organized. I created a whole system that I can keep me very organized on a day-to-day basis, like this. As you guys can see, I write down all my classes every time I get done with the assignment. I just check mark it off, and basically, it keeps me in check. So I have all these sticky notes everywhere that keeps me in track, and I could keep a eye on what I'm missing. And I get my assignments done daily, and then we have a group chat as well for my math class. So basically, math club as we call the group chat. Basically, if we don't know an answer, then we basically give tips for how to work it out, and or we go in a Zoom where we can help each other out on a Zoom as well, like after school or after, So I think it's much better for now as we're doing it while the pandemic is still
Yeah.
booming. And I think it's really protecting us and protecting our elders because I know if the school reopens, I think I'm gonna stay virtual because I have my grandma that I see every day, and
Yeah.
I don't want to even risk going to school and having someone give me the virus and I come home, bring it back to my family. And now that people are losing family members due to COVID, and I think it's not the great idea just yet to reopen schools on the Navajo Nation because Navajo Nation was the highest right at the beginning. I think in April, May was the highest rating infection rate per capita. So that was pretty high. So, I don't know about everything about the virus these
Yeah.
days.
Not only
And
that,
yeah,
not only that, I mean, like some students might not even wear their mask and be like, "Oh, I don't even need that. I'm fine." But really, you're just might spread it not even knowing you have it.
Right. And some people do not show like symptoms. They just like a normal person, but they could still have it. And some people show no symptoms, some people show all the symptoms sometimes. So it is a really 50-50 chance if your body is showing or not showing symptoms. And then I know as
Yeah, and
about
not to be mean, I mean, like, not knowing where they've been.
yeah, and as of October 17, 2020, COVID cases increased by 56, and overall on the Navajo Nation, this is on the Navajo Nation itself, that there by October 17 there has been 56 cases and a total of 10,913 total positive cases on the Navajo Nation. Can you believe the Navajo Nation is such a big area? And we have 10,913 positive cases within the whole Navajo Nation. And then
Yep.
we have 571, at least 571 people who have died on the Navajo Nation as of October 17. And we have 7,378 total recoveries. So and plus, we have the Navajo Nation curfews, which is still in effect. I heard it's just a generic, all the way till end of November, I believe, we're still going to be in this curfew lockdown type of situation. So, yeah. And that's just not my opinion. I did look this up. So, all the facts about COVID-19, I looked it up on the Navajo Times. So, you guys can go over there, Navajo Times. I quoted it from the Navajo Times. So, don't come at me for that. Yeah, I think it's pretty great. So, yeah, we are getting over this pandemic slowly. So, what other
We'll
topics
just
should
have
we talk
to
about? I
wait it together.
know. See if we get one. Yeah, just kidding. No. But yeah, um, I think that's about. We covered all the topics that we have. So, is there any more topics you want to cover? Anything like that? Any questions? Any questions for me about
Probably.
my platforms?
I think this should be to everybody like keep your trash with you, you know? Don't litter.
I know.
Cause
Opinion on picking people. Keep
nowadays,
your trash with you.
yeah, like just because we have all this doesn't mean you can make places dirty. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
even on the weekends, like if you live near somewhere and there's a lot of trash, you can go out there and pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're
Also,
not in the
I
community.
encourage everybody, if you're on the Navajo Nation and not on the Navajo Nation, I very highly encourage you guys to vote. Vote 2020, guys. So, yeah, just vote. And if you guys haven't registered to vote, I definitely encourage you guys to register to vote. We need all the voting. So yeah, no matter if you're Democratic, if you're Republican, doesn't matter which party you are, vote. Vote is the way to go. Because we as people of the United States have to come all together and vote to create a better society, so called. So yeah. And I think that's all we have in mind. But I just wanted to talk about the podcast here. And if you know of anybody that would want to be on our podcast, they can DM me or anybody that's in the server. So yeah, if you guys have anybody that is interested in, you think would be a good person to come into the podcast and just talk one-on-one like how I'm doing it with Ashley or some other people that you guys will be seeing in the future. We have a lot of people coming into the server. People haven't come into the server yet. Some people, but we have, I think, over 10, 14 people in the server already, and we're just going off like this. So I didn't think this podcasting would be a huge hit with people that I know, but ever since I put out that post on Snapchat, I was like, hey, I'm thinking of doing a podcast. So let's make it happen. I got so much positive feedback. Like, I didn't know I could pull this off or be this much of a positive feedback on everything like that. So yeah, if you guys want to be in the podcast, don't forget to DM me, or DM anybody that's in the podcast room already. So yeah. And if you guys want to check out my social media, you guys can go to my Flow page, which is flow.page/Jermaine Carlson. Again, that's going to be flow.page/Jermaine Carlson. I have my Twitter there, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Discord, PayPal, Venmo, just all the social medias I have. It's a clickable link. It's all at your fingertips. So yeah. So let me show you guys on the podcast here. I know it's kind of weird, but you guys can head on over to my TikTok platform. You guys can see this little link here, little link tree. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Yeah, click on that little link there if you guys can see. And then it should pop up like this on your screen with my name and whatnot. It should have my Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. I'm not sure if you guys can really see. There, Snapchat, Twitter, Venmo, TikTok, Twitch, Discord, PayPal, and you guys can, these are all clickable links. So you guys can click it, boom, straight to my Instagram. So that's how it works. So yeah, go follow me on all my social media. And don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, turn on post notifications. And actually, if you want to shout out any of your social media, and thank you very much for coming onto the podcast. So, Jermaine's Podcast 2020.
Yeah, I'll probably just shout out my TikTok.
Yeah. Make your TikTok famous, guys. Yeah.
I mean,
we all need native Navajo creators, Navajo influencers.
I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Oh my goodness, it's so blurry. Well, anyways, it's just my name. It's Ashley Lampert with a P, not a B. Yeah, and that's all.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for tuning into Jermaine's Podcast 2020, and we'll see you guys in podcast number 3 with a new person that we're going to be doing, but definitely stay tuned. Also, I think the new schedule for the podcast uploading is going to be every Mondays and Fridays, because we have a lot of people that are coming into the podcast that I want to be covering. And if I do it like every week, like on Wednesday, it's going to go all the way to January, most likely, with how many weeks are in line. So I think Monday and Fridays is the best time to put out a podcast, and vlogs will be coming out on Wednesdays, I believe. So yeah, if I can't get that, then I'll just post it on my Discord. So definitely join my Discord, guys. But yeah, Mondays and Fridays, look out for a new podcast every week. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.